Hey everybody, welcome back. I know it's been a couple of weeks. I've been crazy busy these past couple of weeks, but I am back here today for another video. Today I want to talk about how gratitude is so important to our lives, to our faith, and to so much more, and how we can live a life that is full of gratitude. Having an attitude of gratitude is so important in the world we live in. There's so much negativity, both in our encounters with people in real life and online. I did a search on YouTube and Google on the word gratitude. So many different perspectives and so many different pieces popped up on what gratitude is. But what I couldn't find right away were perspectives on gratitude that were from a Christian perspective. What this tells me is that the world seems to know how important gratitude is in our lives, but for some reason the church hasn't caught on. And maybe this is the reason why we see so many Christians that seem so bitter or angry or complain all the time and that are just plain mean and rude. This makes no sense to me because when we look at the Bible, it has so much to say about thankfulness. There is no end to it. In every letter that Paul wrote, he expressed his thankfulness for people and for God. Jesus often prayed and expressed thankfulness to God for what he was doing, what he was giving to others, and what he was receiving. And the Psalms and so many other books of the Bible are filled with people expressing their gratitude to God. The heroes and heroines of the faith that we look up to had lived lives full of so much gratitude, yet for some reason we can't seem to get it. So today, my aim is to tell you why gratitude is so important in our lives and how we can live a life full of gratitude. First off, gratitude changes you. Gratitude shifts our focus. When we focus on what we don't have, when we focus on what we haven't gotten an answer from God for, or any of the many things that we seem to not have within our grasp or haven't yet accomplished, we live in a very negative mind space. But when we focus on gratitude, when we focus on what we're grateful for and what we do have, it shifts our focus away from all of that, and we're reminded of the blessings that we already have, the things that God has already done in our lives, and what He has shown us so much grace and love and mercy already. Gratitude also helps us with our mental health. And the mental health is something that is so important, and I think Christians often don't focus on. But being grateful helps us by taking negativity's source away from it. When we're looking at negative stuff online, hearing negative stuff from people, and then telling that same stuff back to ourselves, all we're doing is feeding our negativity, we're feeding our depression, we're feeding our problems, we're feeding our worries and our anxieties. But when we focus on what is good and what we're grateful for, we starve the negativity in our lives and we start to see the joy and happiness and hope that is already there. Gratitude also helps us grow our faith and love for God. Like I said before, when we focus on what is good, when we focus on what God has done, we shift our focus away from the things and worries of the world. When we take a look at what God is doing, we remember that it's not all bad, and then we start to focus on Him. He starts to help us become better. That's how gratitude helps us change our lives, by focusing on God. So how do we become more grateful then? We might want to be more grateful, but how do we actually do it? First off, we have to be intentional about it. Gratitude is something that we practice. It's not just going to happen. We have to be able to put it in our lives. We have to do things to show our gratitude to other people, to show our gratitude to God. So instead of worrying about the next purchase or thing we have to do or next item on our checklist, being intentional about gratitude looks like, how can I show someone that I'm grateful for them today? How can I show God that I'm grateful for them today? Secondly, we have to be humble. A humble heart finds satisfaction in what we already have. Humility is more than just about saying that someone else is better than you or anything like that. Really, humility is about putting ourselves second, putting our worries second, and starting to think about others instead. We might realize we have more than others do. Humility is about realizing our position and saying, you know what, I'm happy with where I'm at. There are so many other people that don't have what I have, and I'm grateful for that. that also helps us realize that there are others in our lives that we might need to help, that we might be able to help because of our position and our view of life now. Something else we can do is stop focusing on what we don't have. We all want a new phone, a new car, a new job, more money, and our girlfriend, a boyfriend. We want to be married, we want kids. We will always focus on what we don't have. But if we're focused on the things that we already have, like I said before, it keeps us humble and it helps us realize we are so blessed in what God has already given us. Now this one's a little bit harder, but we have to be able to find gratitude, find a way to be grateful in times of difficulty. It's easy to be grateful when things are going good, when you don't have any worries, don't have any troubles. It's easy to say, thank you, God, for all that you're doing. But in the difficult times, what helps us to live a life full of gratitude is when we're struggling to still remind ourselves, you know what, I might not have a lot of money today, I might not have a lot of money this month, but I was able to pay off my bills. I was able to buy that new thing. I was given something that I wanted for a long time, but I needed. Sometimes these things might seem superficial, but there are a lot of things that we can be even grateful for in difficult times, where we can focus on the small things. We can say, you know what, I might be struggling, I might not have everything that I want, but today I woke up with a roof over my head, I woke up with water, I woke up with electricity. If it's hot outside, I have the AC. If it's cold outside, I have a heater. I have so much to be grateful for, even when things aren't going good. Also, we should keep a journal. Be mindful of what you have. Writing these things down is so important because as humans, we're very forgetful. We always forget what God has done for us. We always forget the things we already have. So keeping a journal, writing down the things that help you remember what God has done for you and remember what you are grateful for and the people that you're grateful for. So we can go back to it and say, you know what, this is a good life. I might not have everything I've ever imagined or ever want. I may not be exactly where I want to already, but this kind of thing helps us be mindful of what is around us already. And lastly, express it. I've been kind of putting this one in every single other part of this video, but there's so much power in expressing gratitude. Expressing gratitude to God, whether it might be through serving in your local church, whether it might be giving, whether it might be helping someone that is less fortunate. There's dozens of ways we can show our gratefulness for what God has done in our lives. It's also important to express it to people that are in our lives too, friends, family, loved ones, whoever it might be. There might be someone in your life that doesn't realize how important they are to you until you actually say something. Expressing gratitude also helps us tell the story of what God has done for us in our lives. It helps us preach the gospel, because when we're talking about what God has done, then people are going to want to hear. Maybe they won't, maybe they will, but it gives us an opportunity to be able to share our story and share what God has done for us and what He wants to do in other people's lives as well. So I challenge you today to be thankful, not just on Thanksgiving, not just today, but every day. Find a way to put gratitude in your life. Find a way to live out gratitude for others. And so I hope that you enjoyed this video today. I hope that it helped you learn how to be more grateful in your life. And if you did, share something down below in the comments about what you're thankful for in life. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your friends and your family so that they can be blessed by it too. Have a great day.